What's all that?
My big celebration. I sold my first story.
Congratulations. That's great news.
What's your news? How many cars you sell today?
Just 6. Slow day.
How many lies you tell today?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your job. The one you used to have.
I was going to tell you as soon as I got another job. I've been out there looking all over town.
You're supposed to get a new job, then quit the old job. The cash flow's better that way.
I didn't quit. I got fired.
You got fired?
Didn't make quota. Let's face it, I'm no good at sales. I didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd get your dander up.
My dander's down. I'm suffering from shock.
I'll get another job. And don't worry about the cash flow. I borrowed some money off Sparky.
What?
So we don't have to touch our savings.
How much did you borrow?
A couple thousand.
Are you out of your mind? What are you doing?
I'm just trying to take care of my family. You think selling cars is my idea of a dream job? Would you give me a break for a change? Just give me a break.
It's beautiful. When I got the address, I brought Granny out here to see if she remembered anything. You remember that, don't you, Granny?
Mm-hmm. We had a swing on that tree. My daddy used to push us on it every night.
She was only 5 when her daddy died.
His people came over and told us we had to leave. My mama wouldn't go, since the farm was supposed to be hers.
They said his will wasn't no good.
Well, the state didn't recognize interracial marriages back then. It was a crime.
The crime is what those white people did to us.
We were having dinner in the kitchen, and they dragged Josiah out of the house, and they brought him out to our tree. My mama pulled me away from the window. They lynched him, and we left after that.
They lynched him?
That's right.
They started having the Klan meetings out here after the white folks moved in, the Fosters.
Are you telling me these people are in the Klan?
That's right. They got to stay here while Granny's family had to go sharecropping. Those kids were pulling a plow at 10 years old.
And yet you're all related. Part of the same family.
I'd like to chop that damn tree down.
This was sitting next to the Xerox machine? Not exactly your taste.
Welcome to the Jackson Pawn Shop. We'll work for gold.
What are you looking for?
My father's records on the Klan, lynchings in particular.
This bottom drawer.
Oh.
They go back to the 30s, I think. What's the Klan got to do with anything?
Part of the Foster family history.
Yeah, point for us. I spent the morning in the law library. I couldn't find any case law that even comes close to the heart of this.
Graham, what if we set a precedent on this one? Think of all the former slaves who were given 40 acres and a mule after the Civil War, only to have them taken away a couple of years later.
Be an interesting test of the law in any case.
And the good news is, there aren't a whole lot of facts for the jury to weigh.
Bad news is the jury. I don't even know how I would feel if I had to decide this case, especially if I were a landowner.
I'm more worried about my star witness. She's got an awful temper, terrible taste in jewelry, and it'll be a miracle if she doesn't use the F word on the stand.
She's a gem, that jewel. You don't like her.
She's a pain in the neck. But it's not going to stop me from trying to get her what she deserves. Hello?
Good morning. What you doing?
I'm trying to find something to wear that matches. I haven't done laundry in 2 weeks.
I just did some. Looks like Collier's wearing thong underwear. It's so old. Got time for a cup of coffee?
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm heading out of town for some research. You okay?
Yeah, I guess. Unless you count my marriage.
I know I sound like a broken record. But counseling. Counseling?
I've tried. Collier's been dodging that bullet for weeks.
Why don't you come along with me? We can talk in the car.
I sure could use a break. Beautiful out here.
There have been 3 documented lynchings in this area since 1922. It gives it a different glow, doesn't it?
People who live here now, are they Klan?
No, but their ancestors were.
My ancestors were Klan, too. That means somebody like Jewel could come along and throw me off my property? I think she's just trying to get some money.
This case isn't about Jewel's character. It's about the legacy of slavery. Do you know that the law against interracial marriage is still on the books in Alabama?
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something. Where did your name come from?
Sims is English, and my great-grandfather O'Brien came over from Ireland during the potato famine.
Do you know where the name Jackson came from? It was the master's name. For all I know, I'm related to President Andrew Jackson. But I can't find out because sometime last century, my family was broken up when a little boy was auctioned off. His mother was almost beaten to death for crying. She worked 15 hours a day. And one spring, the master decided it was more economical to work her to death and keep her alive for another harvest. That was Mr. Jackson.
I always wanted to ask you about that.
Now you know. It's the same tree for all 3 lynchings.
Oh, my God. Got an interview today?
Yep.
Selling cars?
Nope. President of the United States. I keep hearing there's going to be an opening soon.
I just asked because I know how much you hate selling cars. Why don't you try something else? Go back to some of your dreams.
When a man gets into his 40s, the world isn't exactly his oyster anymore.
I can't stand seeing you so unhappy.
I'm not unhappy. I'm just stressed out.
And I can't stand the way things have been between us lately.
They'll change as soon as I get a job.
What if they don't? I want us to see a counselor.
If you think that'll help you deal with your anger...
My anger?
Well, half the time I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around here.
I didn't break the egg.
Neither did I.
Well, maybe a counselor would help us put it all back together again, like Humpty Dumpty.